Hope you're aiming right. If I'm on sight, I'm not afraid to die. How you know? I'll be dressed in white. White light. White light. You didn't think that I was low. You know that things are low tonight. So cross your T's and dot your O's. Hope you're ready for a fight. Hope you're aiming right. If I'm on sight, I'm not afraid to die. How you know? I'll be dressed in white. White light. White light. You didn't think that I was low. You know that things are low tonight. So cross your T's and dot your O's. Hope you're ready for a fight.
Yo, welcome travelers. This is Zelma Fanfic coming to you with another video. Today we're gonna go ahead and take a dive into Timeskip, post Timeskip. Me, you, and we got a little surprise for you guys. Forward to the base is on the scene. So let's go and let's talk about it.
What's going on?
So I don't know. I've really been thinking a lot about this Mitsuki, insight type, the conversation that him and Sarado kind of having, and my head kind of took like a, it decided to do is, my ADHD started kicking in, right, and I really started thinking about post Timeskip, what it'll look like. I already kind of had a picture in my mind, but I couldn't really put it together. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know. What do you think will happen like post Timeskip? Like, what do you think it'll look like? Energy, where people will be at, type stuff, and then maybe I'll express my thoughts or something.
Oh, wow. Once it happen is, want the tone to get very dark. Very dark.
I like that.
That's going to push the series forward.
Okay. Dark how? What do you mean? Can you explain?
Um, now, in the anime, the tone is a little light, little light to my taste and liking. I think what's holding me on to Boruto is like the legacy of Naruto. I enjoy the anime, even though it's kind of mid, but that's okay. Little dark, kind of like some Attack on Titans season, kind of dark.
Oh,
Baruto's Naruto's going through whatever he's going through alone. I think because of the choice of him and his loved ones saved by appearing somewhere else.
right,
Because Momoshiki is he's kind of that character. Momoshiki's kind of that character that you see in Sukuna off of JJK. That's why I think of Momoshiki. Kind of like with Torture Boruto, just to get some kind of satisfaction. He's gonna be
okay.
one forever, and I think hates the kid who killed him, made him put him inside his body. Even though Loki, you can make a theory that he did it on purpose. Yeah,
So
to get darker, be by itself, train by itself, kind of guy, and that's how I think it's gonna go.
okay, so I actually have this like follow up video about like how the dynamic between Boruto and Mitsuki will of course peek into help us with more of Boruto's character development as time goes by, but yeah, that's gonna be another follow up video. I do agree with your take on that though. I think it definitely needs to get darker. Um, just a quick question though. Are you saying that as a Naruto fan, like a prior Naruto fan, or did you go back and were you one of the people that went back after hearing about Boruto and go see Naruto?
Oh, I'm hearing that. Oh yeah, I started with Naruto. Like I started on Tsunami. I mean Toonami.
You
That's
know,
how I started watching Naruto when I was like what elementary school. That came out in third grade.
years ago. Okay, all right,
Born in '95, so I'm a '90s baby. So yeah,
all
Naruto
right.
was my
So
favorite anime.
see, I can agree with that because I grew up with Naruto too, and it really is it's pretty disheartening. Just kind of seeing exactly how they're handling Boruto. They decided to go down this route. Really, if it was up to me, I would have ended ended it, wrapped up the franchise, just left it at the end of Naruto Shippuden. But they decided to go down this route. So I'm gonna have a bit of faith in the production and creating of what's to come of Boruto. And I'm gonna say that if they are going to, well, they basically they've already did that, right? So they've already made it seem like it's very light as far as how each character is, and that could be intentional. Um, but I feel like I'm going down a rabbit hole. I do want to make a separate video on that as well, but um, I think I think it will get darker. At least I hope that it'll get darker. Right? It's been light. Um, if it does get darker, like more blood, slow down the scenes, more emotional impact. So pull at our heartstrings. Get it. I mean, that has a lot to do with um, character writing, but I think if you make some pretty interesting, confusing scenes, you can really, it's more than just writing. It's a project. That is what anime becomes. It becomes a project. If you know anything about film production or writing, you know that it's just not. You don't just write a script. You don't just start filming. It's all put together to create a project. So, um, I don't know. I personally see back to the Mitsuki thing, right? Um, how they kind of hinted toward maybe Mitsuki fighting Kawaki. I think that's the most likely choice. I think if Mitsuki does try to even like appear to attack Boruto, Mitsuki is gonna hop in there. He's gonna be all over that, right? Like white on rice. Uh, personally,
What is he gonna do? That's the question.
so that is a good question. Honestly, I don't think he can do much in terms of being able to kill him, being able to hurt him, maybe. But I think he'll probably also heal up if he is hurt or does get hurt. But because we know that Mitsuki is pretty dang strong, like people comparing him to Tornari and how he may have some there may be some connection. There's definitely some physical, a lot of physical aspects, and I don't think anything's been confirmed yet in the manga slash anime. I could be wrong, but I mean, I digress, right? Um,
I feel like
I,
you're not off though. I think most people see that.
okay, okay. Um, yeah. I honestly, if this fight goes down, which is it could very well happen. If it does go down, that leaves room for like I just basically opened up the jar of worms, if you will, right? I think the idea that came to mind as soon as I saw that, yeah, my brain was like on fire. I wanted to like type up so many theories and stuff, but then I thought of this one theory that could be a possibility, right? So what if during this battle Mitsuki is hurt so bad due to his overuse of Sage Mode and his fight with Kawaki. Um, say that his basically Orochimaru can't repair him anymore. They of course it would make sense if he just had a better version of Sage Mode and he looked exactly like his older self, right? But his older self is already a character, you know, to make a second version of his older self, or to, I mean, even if it didn't, if he was, because that's obviously an adult version of him. So maybe
Long.
Log, yeah, is his name, right? Right. So, even if they made like, he was like teenage Mitsuki, I don't think, I don't know. I don't know if they would create that. Um, I think it'd be too obvious. But if they did, because just thinking about what'll happen to Team Seven, right? You've got to separate Team Seven in order for them to grow. Now Mitsuki, he'll have a new body, but what will he be doing like after the time skip, right? Personally, I think he may be wounded so bad that he can't be repaired by Orochimaru, and because of that, Orochimaru may go to Amato. I'm like, hey, please help me, fix my son. I want him to be strong, right? Um, and maybe a motto might help him. Basically, it may come down to. It would be cool if it came down to Mitsuki just being like a AI, like a AI for the Shinobi world, and I could maybe him using a mixture of like technology, um, and um, natural energy to I guess up the effects of machine learning, right? So if you know anything about like AI, um, machine, not excuse me, not machine learning, but deep learning. Um, that's what it's called. But naturally it's basically the ability for um, um, a machine to be able to learn itself, right? And so Mitsuki would still have that deep learning aspect as a human, but he would be more advanced because he'd be using natural energy and technology in combination together, right? And he'd just be the AI. Let me look at basically. I wrote something. Um, basically, like he'd be assisting the I called it like a rebellion or something. Um, not a rebellion. Um, so as an assistance to a dystopian apocalyptic world, right? Um, who's around to aid the left rebellion against Emperor Kawaki, right? So I can see this definitely going down. Like, if Emperor Kawaki, if he does become some sort of like emperor, he could drive the shinobi, the knowing shinobis, into like a corner, the corners of the shinobi world, um, defending themselves, and Mitsuki would probably be a big part of that. And then Sarada would, of course, be leading it. Um, I don't know. It seems like a stretch. It seems like a stretch, but I think in order to for it to not have the same like patterns as like Naruto, I think it has to do something different. And I think this is a way where it can pretty much separate itself from its older brother, if you will. Because at the moment, like it's being overshadowed to death. Like it's uh Naruto in comparison does not compare to Boruto in comparison to Naruto does not compare. In my opinion, I don't know. What do you think? I know I've been talking forever.
Let me start with Mitsuki, right? Uh, I think I kind of like the I, I have cyborg kind of thing, but like I think it's gonna happen with the trio. It's like they're gonna go off on their own and kind of learn what they need to learn. Kind of gonna split up. Everybody kind of like a parallel to like the original Team Seven. They split up and learned what they learned and came back stronger. And after the time skip,
Right.
that's what I think is gonna happen here. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be a case where Orochimaru tries to save him the best way he can by making him an AI, or somewhat of AI because he has another Mitsuki. There's two other Mitskis, if I'm not mistaken. If he's so broken, I said, why not use the other Mitsuki? Even though it doesn't have the memories of the other Mitsuki, I just felt like Orochimaru is the type of guy to do that. But we have seen him kind of change, like little glimpses, like I say, you really care about him, like how you call it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Law giving him the organs he can survive.
I mean, you don't think he's
He
did that?
has done stuff like that. The what?
You don't think he's did that before, or
Oh,
what,
he's done that
or
before.
that he would use log?
He would use log. Log, I think log in his own right. He does it he does it because he cares about Mitsuki.
Right.
I think care for Mitsuki, not as like another clone, but like as a son and a brother. I think they're changed. I think they're changed like that because Orochimaru didn't really have no emotional connections at all
So
to
you're talking about
Mitsuki.
Orochimaru, not log.
Orochimaru, yeah, he has no emotional connections to Mitsuki. Like we see him be human. Like he was dehumanized for the longest time. He was experimenting on kids, experimenting on his village. Like, to be dehumanized to do something like that.
Okay.
Only ties he had was people that worked for him, kind of that people that felt like they owed him because he put them out. Uh, bad position and put him into a better one.
Right.
That's why I think it's going to happen with Mitsuki. I think it'd be a fight. I don't think it's going to be a fight to like the death. I think it's going to be a fight. Is their aspect of how they train, like when the kind of like when Boruto and Sada was in the hospital, they had to rethink on what are as ninjas, and then it's like I would train to get better. That's what I think is going to happen because Mitsuki is not going to be by itself in Kawaki, not in this aspect, right? Because you have going to the battle, Naruto going to the battle, Mitsuki's coming, Sadara's going to the battle, and Baruto's going to be there. So I don't think it's going to be possible death threatening injury. Mitsuki as the one character.
You don't think he'll be one,
That's
dude?
how I think about it.
Okay.
I
I mean,
don't think it's going to be to a point that he's going to have a whole AI on that point. But
oh, I mean, I feel like if there's an explosion or something, or I just don't see Code, Ada, Damon, and possibly Mitsuki, not Mitsuki, Kawaki. I got like theories on that. I had discussions on that, but I mean, possibly Mitsuki, not Mitsuki. Keep saying Mitsuki, Kawaki. All right, I don't see those four leaving the village without they're them leaving with a bang. It'd just be
yeah, I
weird to
feel that.
cut like a missed opportunity. You gain all this power and then just left without like I mean, and you got to do something with Naruto and Sasuke. They cannot be around before this time skip. Or after this time skip. So I think something has to kind of give way. Uh, you know. Um.
I feel you on that actually. Because for the characters to move forward, the other characters have to step back.
Exactly.
Main characters right now is Kawaki, Boruto, Naruto, Sasuke. That's the main characters. Like how it introduced Boruto is like this would be my dad's story. Not to the point that's now we're gonna move forward to the point this is my story,
This
right?
is my story. Yeah.
Him being the protagonist and Kawaki kind of being the antagonist. I don't know what he is yet. He might be an anti-hero of some sort. Wait, we gotta wait till the time skip. But yeah, that's how I think the thing's gonna go. They already depowered them, so Boruto and Kawaki being stronger than the old generation. And the straight exile of them out of the story is going to keep them the chapters moving forward, as you can see in K. The most beloved character Gojo hasn't been in the manga for what a year and a half or two. It's still blowing up, so anything has potential, even though your favorite character's out of the story. Write it.
Right. No, I agree with that. Um, I definitely agree with that. Um, and again, we're going to talk about that in the upcoming videos. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about for this video. I appreciate you guys sticking with me, watching through this video. If you guys have, again, thank you Boruto the base for sticking in this video with us. Uh, and talk to you later.